One of the most attractive features of the U.S. higher education system is the flexibility it provides through the number and diversity of institution types it encompasses. This diversity offers students options to specialize in a variety of academic disciplines and even gain employment training. Nearly 4,000 accredited institutions make up U.S. higher education in the United States. Unlike many countries, U.S. higher education institutions are not centrally organized or managed, but are accredited on a national or regional level by independent accrediting bodies. A variety of institution types offer higher education degrees. Liberal arts institutions, for example, offer courses in the arts, humanities, languages, and social and physical sciences. The majority of liberal arts institutions are private. Private colleges and universities are funded by a combination of endowments, gifts from alumni, research grants, and tuition fees. Private colleges and universities are usually smaller than public institutions and can have a religious affiliation or be single-sex schools. Community colleges are another option and provide 2-year associate degree programs to prepare students to continue studies for an undergraduate degree or help them gain occupational skills for immediate employment. State colleges and universities, also called public universities, were founded and subsidized by U.S. state governments to provide a low-cost education to residents of that state. Public universities generally offer access to research opportunities and classes in a wide variety of fields of study. These universities tend to be very large and generally admit a wider range of students than private universities. Each student's interests will guide his/her choice among the many possibilities. Regardless of the institution type, in the United States, students typically earn credits for courses they take, and these credits count towards the completion of a program. Courses are often divided into core subject areas to provide the foundation of the degree program and major courses to provide specialization in a subject area. Students can also take elective courses to explore other topics of interest for a well-rounded educational experience. The U.S. academic calendar typically runs from September to May and can be divided into 2 academic terms of 16 to 18 weeks known as semesters. Alternatively, some schools may operate on a quarter or trimester system of multiple terms of 10 to 12 weeks. With the variety of available U.S. higher education options, students are sure to find the right fit for their academic, financial, and personal needs. Despite the fact that the U.S. is one of the most criticized nations in the world, it is also one of the most appealing for people who want to live and work abroad. It is also one of the best places to get a higher education. However, it is important to choose the university that gives you a proper level of knowledge. With the right institution by your side, you won't have to ask anyone for a research paper help during your study years. Instead, you'll ace it all on your own. If you are wondering about what to consider when applying for universities in the U.S., here is an overview of the things that you may or may not like about the U.S. education system. A point to consider is that the information below might not reflect your position on studying in the U.S. To you, some of the positives may be negatives and vice versa. Here we are trying to review the information from an international standpoint. Before we look into the pros and cons of U.S. education system, let's have an overview of international students and U.S. education system. What are the pros of the U.S. education system? 1. Diversity. With a country, comprising 50 states spreading on an entire continent, you can imagine the overwhelming range of courses and majors that are at your disposal, and, with English being the universal language, you can practically choose any area of study in any university. Another positive side of the U.S. education system is that, with such a big potential, there is a considerable chance for you to find a program which best suits your interests. In addition, as an international student in the U.S., you may find a program which is looking for candidates from your region. The U.S. education system has a lot of diversity programs which encourage students from all over the world to apply. This is a golden opportunity for the student communities which belong to the underdeveloped countries to gain international experience, thus helping them improve their quality of life in return. Further to this, the universities also offer different funding options in order to encourage international applications, thus filling their quota and raising their international and domestic recognition. There is also a high regard for sports education in the U.S. education system, and there are a lot of scholarships aimed at developing the athlete's potential. 2. Flexibility of education. The U.S. education system is one of the most diverse in the world. Students have unlimited choices on what they could study. Usually the U.S. universities offer you the possibility to experiment with different courses in the first 2 years of your education, as opposed to European universities, where you pick a specific subject with predefined curriculum and you follow it throughout your studies. This diversification in the U.S. education system allows you to gain a different perspective and to avoid spending money on something that you don't want to study. It also encourages you to broaden your knowledge on other fields so you could better develop your skills and personality. For instance, if you are studying to be a lawyer, you might want to cover courses for public speaking, reasoning and argumentation, literature, PR, instead of only covering courses that are directly connected to your subject. Another interesting feature of the U.S. education system is the focus on the development of an all-round state of mind. This means that your talents are recognized and nurtured by encouraging you to participate in extracurricular and outdoor activities, roundtables, research, etc. In addition, U.S. universities provide up-to-date facilities and advanced technologies, which are being developed on-site and can be used for work on government and private projects. 3. Academia and student life. Because of the high academic standard, many U.S. universities attract the best and brightest scholars from around the world every year. You will have the opportunity to meet and interact with top-notch researchers who acquires in-depth field knowledge and experience. This will give you access to extensive knowledge and contacts. In addition, visiting professors will not only read lectures but will also expect from you to get in touch with them, so you could share your thoughts. In this regard, academic life in the U.S. may be more hands-on and interactive than the one in other countries. In class, students may be expected to express their opinion and the lecture itself is in open form. This creates an environment that tolerates discussions and dialogue. Usually, the student life is situated mostly on the campus. The dormitories are also located there. Commonly the campus is outside of the city or in a designated area. There, one can also find the necessary utilities, restaurants, bars, cafes, and clubs. Since you will be spending most of your time on the campus, the student life is regarded more like a community, where you can interact with other students, engage in different activities, clubs, and organizations. We strongly recommend you to get involved in such activities, as they will help you with the cultural integration and will create opportunities for friendships, collaboration, and academic ties. 4. Global recognition. With some exceptions, U.S. universities are highly regarded around the globe and candidates with U.S. diplomas have a better chance to be picked by employers. In a survey for top universities in the world from 2014, 40 out of 100 universities are located in the U.S., 7 of which are in the top 10. What are some of the cons of the U.S. education system? 1. Diversity as a negative. As the number of international students in the U.S. has escalated dramatically over the years, students can find high diversity in the courses offered by the U.S. education system. Each state follows a different curriculum of courses, creating students of varying standards of education. This creates a gap in the education and breaches the knowledge of the student in general. This leads to certain universities becoming more favored by employers and thus raising the inequality in the workforce. 2. Tuition fees. One of the major setbacks of U.S. education is the cost, as the high standards of quality education comes with a freight. The U.S. education fees are among the highest in the world, reaching up to $50,000 per year. One paper shows the undergraduate tuition and living expenses in MIT. 9 months tuition for 2014 to 2015 is $43,720. In addition, undergraduate room and board is approximately $13,224 depending on the student's housing and dining arrangements. Books and personal expenses are about $2,790. In addition, due to the immigration status of the international students, the possibilities for student loans are limited. So, if you are looking for an abroad education loan, connect with our team at We Make Scholars. The financial team of We Make Scholars alone has sanctioned close to 10,000 plus abroad education loan applications, as these statistics tell you that our team's knowledge about the entire abroad education loan process from the beginning to the end. The team of We Make Scholars continuously strives to get their students the best education loan lender to fund their study abroad. See more, academic requirements for engineering candidates in USA. 3. Holistic admission process. Applying for a university in the US is a rather complicated process as compared to any other country. Students who are willing to apply in the US, strong academic results are a must in order to be eligible for the top universities. Students have to excel academically as well as socially, i.e., participating in community activities, volunteering in social work, science projects, arts projects, etc. Universities usually consider all-rounder students, as they require students who indulge and participate in different competitions and contests. Another side is the need to cover standardized tests. Most U.S. colleges require that you take one or more admission tests in order to be eligible for their programs. Such tests as SAT, ACT, GRE, MCAT, LSAT, TOEFL or IELTS, which are not always available in other countries or online. 4. Social benefits and work. The major drawback of studying in the U.S. is the finite accessibility to benefit from programs like Social Security, healthcare, or other types of benefits offered by the government for U.S. citizens. Students who are willing to avail Social Security will require a Social Security number, SSN, issued by the Social Security Administration, SSA. In order to be eligible, students will need a letter from the International Social Service, ISS. Students must have a job offer to ISS which displays the proof of job regulated by the F1 International Student Visa in order to receive an ISS letter. Students who are willing to avail healthcare, each university has its own system which varies in standard or in the services provided to them. Smaller colleges may offer only basic coverage for general illness, where other top universities may offer full packages or coverage of health care. In any of these cases, students are required to sign a health care plan from their respective university. However, students must know that the U.S. does not provide socialized health care and the treatment is very expensive as compared to other countries. Work options are also limited and are regulated by the F1 International Student Work Visa. For more information, visit here. In the end, despite the high tuition fees and the bureaucratic process, the U.S. education system offers diverse possibilities for personal, professional, and academic growth, which are globally recognized. The system praises individuality and encourages self-sustainability. It attracts highly qualified personnel, who rely on communication with the students. The U.S. education system, although not very diversified, offers the possibility of cultural integration where differences are welcomed and students live as a community. Thank you for watching this video.